Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarius. Um, I'm so glad you came back again. I am truly just loving this channel. I have to tell you, like, I'm addicted to it. I just love it. And it's because of you guys. So I want to thank you. I really do. I want to thank you all. I know I don't always thank you guys in every video, but it's because I just want to get into the reading. I know I talk too much, but I do. I thank you. I thank every single one of you. I thank you so much for your donations. I thank you for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. By the way, I have a few people who've been emailing me saying they're not seeing my videos. Tap that little bell. It'll let you know when a video comes out. And I would definitely do that because I am adding some interesting guest readers to the channel. So, yeah, I want you to see. I want you to, I want you to experience it all. And, yeah, we're just growing, and it's because of you. So thank you so much. Okay, guys, we're going to get into your reading. Again, most of the readings have been going towards love. I don't know why. It is, what I used to do on YouTube anyways in the beginning. My one-on-one readings in my office are, of course, much deeper. But okay, guys, I'm not going to talk. We're just going to get right into the reading. I am adding an astrology to the channel, so I'm excited about that. When that happens, please, I would always advise watch that first. Maybe make some notations, about where your planetary actions are, what's going to be affecting you, and then watching a reading. I just feel like you're so armed with information. Okay. We are going to stick with the Tarot Illuminato, and I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we're going to do a 6-card spread. First card is the Four of Wands. Awesome. That's an awesome card to start with, guys. Okay, we're going to shuffle. I always feel like the Four of Wands, well, I call it my marriage card, okay? It certainly doesn't have to be marriage, but to me, within this Four of Wands is a really special connection, a truly special connection. All right, I'm going to take them. It did come face up. Okay, well, we're getting more than 6 cards, but I am going to take them. So we have the Six of Swords. Unfortunately, this could certainly mean that some of you are moving away from a marriage, right? Look at that. We have the Eight of Swords, so absolutely. And that is not for all of you. This Four of Wands, I feel that connection. I'm feeling it strongly. And, I'm not going to say it's a twin flame connection because, honestly, I don't know at this point. But it's a special connection. Okay. So we have the Eight of Swords. Jeez. With the Ten of Swords. Aquarius, normally, as I'm meditating and shuffling my cards, I can normally pick up on the energy, and I wasn't really feeling this heavy energy of the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Swords back to back. I understand the energy, but I feel like this is something that we're moving beyond, moving out of, or have moved out of already. Okay, let's keep going. I have no clue how many cards are getting here. We have the Seven of Cups. I have the Queen of Wands. I have the High Priestess. I love that she's coming under the Eight of Swords. Because I do feel like, again, it's like I'm moving out of that Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords energy, and I believe it's due to the High Priestess. I do believe that there was some clarity, there was some seeking of, show me a little bit of my destiny here. And I feel like you got a glimpse because I have definite movement out of tough times. Okay, let's keep going. The Four of Cups underneath the Ten of Swords. And then I have two cards, and I feel, well, I feel like I'm just going to put them right there. No, I'm going to grab two more cards. Some of you could be moving away, leaving a marriage with this Queen of Wands, fire sign, possibly Aries, but Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, male or female, by the way. I'm definitely seeing that right here in this corner. It is like a marriage or a commitment, or it is. It was, but it does kind of feel recent, I have to say. And I feel like I am leaving, probably this Queen of Wands or King, because of, well, I'm feeling a few things here. I'm feeling, let's just put it this way, them not being able to control their impulses, okay? Because I'm not necessarily seeing cheating, though. As soon as I said that, there could have been a few. This is, okay. So I feel like there were a few who did cheat and cheated with someone younger. Ugh, hate that, right? It's like, okay, so you're going to cheat on me, which is devastating, and then you're going to do it with someone who's younger. Okay, what else? What else are you going to give me? Are you going to take all the money? You're going to take the kids? You want to raise the kids? That's what I feel like. Like, what else you want to tell me? How else can you stick that sword in? It's that type of energy. But nonetheless, you're not taking it. You're not taking it. You're not accepting it, and you're moving on. It's very clear that those who have been, let me just put it this way, played. Doesn't mean you weren't loved. Doesn't mean you're not loved. This is more in who the person is, right? Who the person is at a I don't even want to say a core level, because I don't feel like they're operating from that well, they're certainly not in a high vibration. And, I'm just going to add this. I don't even like saying this, but for some of you, I feel you may need to hear this. Maybe you're still a little bit in anger. You know, karma will have its effect on this person also. So I feel, especially with the High Priestess here, I feel like she's asking us to almost do exactly what you're doing. Learn to move on and away from this lower type energy. Probably free will choice, which is fine. I mean, that's why we're given free will. But for some of you, this person is, I feel like you could spend the next 4 years with them and same thing, same results. So they have a lot of growing to do. And, there's not much we can do for another when it's almost like their soul path, right? But, the High Priestess is definitely showing you a little bit of glimpse, enough to move you out of this situation. Because I do feel like for some of you, you've been in this situation for a long time. You've kept yourself in it though, okay? Let's make that clear. You kept yourself in this relationship. No one else. So you weren't forced. You weren't coerced. You kept yourself there. And I feel I need to say it that way because I want you to really recognize that point. It's me who stays too long. I'm going from the Eight of Swords directly to the Ten of Swords. So part of this heartache, don't get mad at me, guys, but it is my own doing. Some of it, no. Not their actions, but your reaction to it, okay? That's all it's saying. Because it's just that feeling I could have left. I could have, and I probably should have. But let's not keep looking back, okay? It's just trying to teach you that. Oh, I have more cards. The Nine of Wands. It's so weird. I feel like the Nine of Wands should go right between this Eight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. But it's going under the High Priestess. I have the Queen of Cups. I have Judgment. Man, I have a lot of cards. I have the Six of Cups. And I have the Eight of Cups. So, as this being the last card, what I really like about the Eight of Cups is I'm leaving a situation. I'm leaving the past. And I'm leaving it, although affected and perhaps scarred, I'm leaving it feeling, knowing that I'm going the right direction. But remember, the Eight of Cups is about my desire to leave some type of an emotional situation. In this card, all 8 cups are still standing. So maybe I'm walking away, letting the anger go, letting the regret go. I also feel this being your last card, it's about this beautiful path that's opening up to you. Well, this Eight of Cups looks a little different. Like he's in his nightshirt. He's in his nightshirt. He is definitely going by the night sky. So it's like he's being guided by the night sky. It's kind of weird, but it's like this, in this image, it is like he's sneaking out, right? Sneaking out in the middle of the night. Or I'm making my escape. I'm just wondering, because he's got a nightshirt on, well, I mean, it may not be nightshirt, but it's what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like I just got out of bed, threw on my, robe or what have you, and I am leaving. I'm splitting. Now, for some of you, this could also be talking about planetary action. What's going on in the sky in November that gives you the courage to leave it behind. And by the way, we don't always have to be like leaving something behind here, right? Because these cups are up. So, I feel those 8 cups. Each one of those cups is important. Whatever they represent in my life, they're important. They remain important, right? Because in here, like most 8 of cups, those cups are knocked over. Almost in I don't know, like fuck this, I'm sick of that, and screw that, I'm tired of that, and to hell with that, I'm tired with that. You know what I mean? That type of energy. But here, it's like I know the importance of each cup. And let's think about where this person is going, right? Because the 8 of Cups, they're heading to the 9 of Cups. So I'm glad that the cups are upright. Because otherwise, by the time this person reaches the 9 of Cups, which is their next step, they'd have to refill all those cups again. So those cups are probably lessons. Beautiful, loving lessons for your soul. In the recognition, you recognizing that. Okay, well, that's a lot of information in that 8 of Cups. Now, I do need you to bear with me. I know I take long pauses, but there is, these are very detailed cards, and I don't want to miss any messages, so, yeah, no. So, let's start at the beginning here. So I have the 4 of Wands, of course. Again, my beautiful connection card. And it is mirrored by the 10 of Swords. Wow. Strange. You guys know this is a new deck for me. Got it last month. But not all the cards have come out yet, and I'm using it a lot. I really want the energy to build up in these cards. But not every card has come out, and I don't think I've seen the 10 of Swords. And it is, I have to just say, the first thing that pops in my mind is I feel like I'm in a... Okay, I'm just going to say how I hear it. A Roman tragedy. A Roman tragedy. I don't know why I'm saying Roman. It's almost like I wanted to say like a Romeo and Juliet, but I was pulled back and just the Roman. So, okay. I'm not going to question that. You know, what I love about this Ten of Swords is clearly we have the sun here. You know, a new day is dawning. It's definitely a new day is dawning. You know, this is one of the cards where all the swords are in the person. Because normally there's a few in the person, and the rest, you know, are outside the person. I have to say, as Ten of Swords go, this one feels final. Final. You know, because clearly this person laying here, you know, is supposed to be dead. And what it's telling me is, you know, this is final. That you've taken a lot of hits. Now, I do have to say, though, the Eight of Swords being before it. Even though I do have 10 swords in my back, the Eight of Swords and 10 swords are talking to each other. And I know part of the energy is, you know, just staying too long. I'm staying too long. I'm not allowing things to end when they're naturally meant to end. And this is when we get into the screaming matches and the, you know, everything else. And I'm wondering if it's saying that if, you know, if I learn not to put myself in the Eight of Swords energy, if I face every day, right? Because within the Ten of Swords, a new day is dawning. It's coming. And if I recognize this energy, you know, I feel like what it's saying is it keeps me out of the Ten of Swords energy. And definitely regarding love. You know, I can't say this is saying, oh, life is just going to be beautiful from here on, you know, forever. Okay. I'm like, what's going on with my cards? I put them in the wrong place. So it's funny that I put them in the wrong place because now I have the Six of Swords coming into this connection. Coming into the connection. So, I mean, look at, you know, the new day has dawned. And here I am with the Six of Swords. I am moving. I am, you know, I have, you know, this is definitely a card of knowing that I have to go. Knowing that I have to go even if I don't want to go. You know, this feels like it's your soul that is guiding you here. Because I am feeling some resistance with this card. And normally this is a card where I feel my intuition is guiding me and I can hear it clearly. But here, you know, maybe why you can't hear it clearly is because you are heading into this type of connection. So, you know, if that's the case, then this Ten of Swords, though painful, it had to happen, right? One chapter had to close if I'm being taken to another. I mean, God forbid you being taken to another connection and you're still with the person who's caused this. Ugh. So, you know, it's definitely why these came first. To free yourself. I do feel like a lot of you are already on this journey, though. Like you've already freed yourself and, you are on the next leg of your journey. This could just be talking about, you know, understanding the process, understanding why the pain was so much, even if it's someone else's doing. Where do we fall into that? And it's very clear that your spread's talking about my time that I spend. You know, spending too much time, not too much time, but I'm spending, well, yeah, I'm spending too much time rather living in my fantasy than dealing with reality. So in a way, I'm kind of forced to deal with the reality, right? Because again, I have someone who possibly cheated with a younger, you know, could be water. Okay. You know, I feel like there are a few of you who have a fire sign. I do kind of feel male. Like, I don't know, like I want to knock on your door, knock on your door, knock on your... I sound like Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. But that's what I feel like, you know, it starts like that. And you don't come to the door. So it gets louder. To the point where it's like, bam, bam, bam. So why is this person being so aggressive? I know why they're being aggressive, because they want your attention. Now, that doesn't mean I mean, they could physically be knocking on your door. But, you know, it's someone who is not giving up on you, who has a lot of passion towards you. And, damn it, you're going to answer that door, or they're just going to keep knocking. And then I realized that the Six of Cups. So this is definitely someone from the past, which I felt, you know, I knew it was someone from the past wanting to come back. Kind of feel like it's got to go like that. Now, okay, so let's look at this person. So I had this person coming back, and there's a lot of fire in him. You know, I almost, you know, normally I don't want to give you signs because I want you to learn the characters or the characteristics of each character within the tarot. But what I'm feeling here is I do have fire. I do have fire. I mean, I have passion. And, boy, they just have something to tell you. This may be an apology. I do feel, you know, I'm seeing it where, and please, Aquarius, I'm sorry if I'm not showing the cards as much. That's the one thing about this deck is I do like to focus down on them. And, you know, you guys have to let me know if that bothers you, like you miss seeing the cards more, let me know, okay? Okay. Anyway, you know, I'm being told, knock on that door again. Knock on that door again. And this is someone who, I feel like they've been traveling. Now, they may be traveling through their work, you know, through their career. I definitely feel like they travel a lot. And you know what's weird is, well, it's not weird. It's, you know, this person has, I feel like, really traveled the world. Now, I guess they don't have to have traveled the world. They may have traveled their state. You know, they can have a job where they travel. But my point is, what I'm feeling is this person has come across, some really interesting, beautiful type of people. But you, Aquarius, are the keeper of their heart. Okay, so why am I saying this? I feel like there's a few of you who, it may surprise you. I'm not sure yet. But I feel like one of the reasons you may push it to the side, so to speak, is within your self-confidence. I feel like you have not seen this person in a while, and they haven't seen you in a while. So I feel like I'm worrying about the way I look, so to speak, but I don't want you to do that. You guys tell me what you think, but when you're in a soul connection, granted that first initial attraction, I guess, I don't know. Is it important? I don't know. I don't know. But my point is, like, once the relationship develops, don't you kind of stop? It doesn't matter what that person looked like when you first met them, because they turn into the most beautiful person you've ever known. Right? And it's like, this is what Spirit wants you to know. It is truly what you carry, just like the High Priestess within within me. I don't know why I'm fumbling my words. Okay. So this person's knocking on the door, and he does travel. And I'm definitely feeling male here. It could be female too, but I'm definitely feeling male. I feel like this person, had some fun while they traveled. I'm not going to lie. I mean, they were allowed. They weren't, neither one of you are tied to each other at that point, right? But even, it's like that doesn't even matter. And I may be saying this to you for that exact reason. So when this person comes in, you're not thinking about, oh my God, how do I look? What is my weight? They don't care. Well, this person is coming to win back your heart. To win back your heart. And I just noticed I have the Princess of Cups and then the Queen of Cups down here. And that's what I'm feeling like. We were together when we were younger. But now I'm the Queen. And, a lot of time has passed. This person is coming with very little armor. Very little, very few walls. This person knows what they want. And I need to make that clear. Like, they want you. They want you. I'm looking down here with Judgment and then the Eight of Cups. Kind of different energy, right? Yeah, it's funny. I was just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was just counting the people who, rising from the dead here. And there's 8 of them. Got that. I have the 8 of Cups. I don't know what the correlation is between the 2 of them. I don't even know why I counted, but I feel like for some reason that's important. This could be my ancestors showing me the way, guiding me. It was definitely the right move. You know, whoever this is in the 8 of Cups, it was definitely the right move. You know, it feels like it was a move that was celebrated in the heavens, celebrated by your ancestors. So good for that. Okay. What else we got here? Look at that. I had the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. I forgot to look. So this is about structure within our life. Solid foundations, right? Making sure our foundations are solid. This is about our faith. You know, for some of you with this Hierophant looking right at the 4 of Wands here, this is you marrying this beautiful soul connection. And you know what? Let's take some cards on that. Because I want to know about the other side of it. We've heard about those leaving this connection, but there are some coming into this, okay? Got the 8 of Pentacles. You know, I could have met this person at work, absolutely. I have the 6 of Pentacles, and I have the Page of Cups. So there's something coming towards me. There's some type of love that can be mine. I'm really noticing the moon here and the moon here. You know, this could certainly be giving us a glimpse or giving us a clue of approximates, you know, full moon or new moon. Geez, the new moon is what? Or I mean, okay, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like, you know, the 6 of Pentacles is looking right at this Page of Cups. And I feel like the 6 of Pentacles is talking about this offer coming in, right? Or the feeling of it. You know, if you get that feeling that something great is coming your way, stay with that. Like build on that. Build on that momentum. You know, don't doubt it. Because that's what happens. Like, oh, I feel it. I feel it. And then it doesn't show up for 2 weeks. Like, no, it's not for me. It's for everyone else but me. Bam. There goes your positive momentum, right? It's like starting back over, so to speak. Anyway, so I'm this is news of love coming in. This is news, and I'm saying love because we're on this 4 of Wands. So this is definitely love. This is beautiful connection. And the 6 of Pentacles, I feel, is talking, you know, and I feel like I'm even feeling now with the Eight of Pentacles is like, it took me some time to manifest, or I'm in the midst of trying to manifest the right type of partner to me. Someone who can give as much as they receive. Someone who is open with their heart and not shut down. I have Earth and I have Cups. But you guys have a lot of Cups in your reading. So it's going to be emotional month. But that can be fun. I'm going to take one more in that. Look at that, the Fool. Beautiful. So this is a new relationship that's coming to you. It's coming to you. And when the Fool shows up, it's a reminder that we're starting on this new path, right? Look how even she is looking back. So it's like the Eight of Pentacles and the Fool. This is the energy that has created this. So the Fool's reminding us that when this connection comes in, and it will, don't let your fear stop you. It's almost like be careful what you wish for, because I do feel like this is you manifesting, your partner. This is like your intentions have been put into the universe, but now they're coming back. They're coming, it's coming to you. So don't let any fear stop you. And this is definitely about, I am not taking my past into my future. It ain't going to happen, not with this connection. Number one, this type of connection will make you forget about everyone from the past, but I feel like, why even bring it in, and maybe you don't. But the Fool is telling me that, there may be a little bit of fear regarding this new love. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. It's weird, Aquarius. I just feel like I don't need a lot of clarity. But we're going to do a few anyway. I think I'm going to take, right here I have the Queen of Wands with the High Priestess. And I want to take a couple cards on the two of them together. Queen of Wands is, she's in the upright. She's all about well, she's like a go-getter. She's a go-getter. If they're sitting next to the High Priestess too, this could certainly be the High Priestess just, again, like revealing parts of your destiny to you. So I have the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. I love the Nine of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. Three of Wands. And the King of Wands. Look at that. Earth, fire. You know, this is very clear to me. It's talking about how for some of you, it's like I have to keep my focus, or let me put it this way: it's important if you own your own business right now. Okay, it doesn't matter what type of business. If you own your own business, if you put your name to something, I feel like this is about the High Priestess is talking about. You know, don't let that go by the wayside. Like, stay focused there. Stay focused, and it's almost like focus here while this passion over here comes in. Focus on my own foundation, on continuing to build it up. It's important to you, Aquarius. You know, it's important that you know that your own foundation feels strong, you know, underneath your own feet. And, you know, this is where you really feel grounded. So I feel what it's saying is if I can keep myself grounded and I can keep myself focused on my own passions, by the way, that I don't know, for some of you, it just feels like you're opening up or you're expanding very quickly. If I stay focused on my business or whatever I put my name on, you know, I can be a manager here where I need to sign off on things, but I need to stay focused on it. I need to continue to build it. It feels like, you know, I need to like forget about, you know, because over here, I feel like I'm waiting for something with this Three of Wands and this Queen, or excuse me, the King of Wands. I feel like I'm waiting. Here, I feel like I'm waiting for something within here. Now, could I be waiting for this King of Wands? Absolutely. You know, because the Three of Wands, I'm further along in my path than I was, right? I'm I'm getting over the difficulties or the challenges, and now I'm starting to look at life um, through optimistic, you know, through my optimism, through that perseverance, you know, just, I don't want to say keeping my nose to the grindstone, because that's not what I'm feeling. I need to keep my focus there. It's not saying that I need to work, 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 but I need my focus there while this almost like presents itself. I'm feeling Leo very strong in this card. You know, it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but I'm really feeling Leo in this card. You know, and I also have the Knight of Pentacles, so Virgo. But I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is talking more about the time period. What I like about, you know, this Knight of Pentacles is in movement, right? Most are either standing still. They move so slow that it drives you nuts. But this Knight is picking up the pace. Just notice that. He's picking up the pace. Well, again, maybe because it's the way I see life now. So, because you're by yourself here, right? So it's the way that I see things. You know, maybe I'm learning to understand the way energy works in this universe and how I can use it for me too, right? I can use it for good. Because in a way, that's what she's doing. She is like illuminating her path forward. And she's sitting, right? They're both sitting. So it hasn't happened yet. So, I just feel like this is a quick message. If you're waiting for a Leo, now for some of you, you don't have to be waiting for this Leo. Maybe this Leo is returning. Others, because I don't see this person yet. But yet here he is. Or she, right? Here they are. Again, they are sitting on the High Priestess too. I need to trust within my intuition. I need to be able to feel. I have to feel energy. I have to feel it. I have to relax within it. Okay, so for some of you, this king, again, is coming back or someone brand new. Look at that, with the Six of Wands on top of that. It's a victory card. It's passion. I kind of do feel like this is talking about a Leo because, there is a little ego in this card. Sorry, Leo, I don't mean it that way. I mean that, well, yeah, I do. I mean, come on. If you're a Leo, you know that. We all have our own things, right? I'm a Virgo. My perfectionism is like ridiculous, and I've learned to control it somewhat, but nonetheless, it's there. And I had to learn not to expect everyone else to live up to my own standards, so to speak. We all have our thing. So I don't mean it so much in a bad way, but, in a way, though, I'm also taming that ego. I'm also able to tame that ego. But this is about victory. Beautiful. I just have to say, with the Seven of Cups and the Four of Cups mirroring each other, I kind of feel like here's someone who possibly has, you could have quit drinking, you could have decided not to party so much, not to go out so much. I feel like it's almost like that feeling of, I'm growing up, like, almost what I feel is like, well, that's what I do feel like. I am getting more and more into my career, and my old ways just aren't working for me, or my old ways won't serve me. I also feel that for some of you, I've had a lot of mothers who have passed come in for November's readings. I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm not sure why. It's not Mother's Day. I don't know. But again, I feel like I have mothers here again. Could be grandmothers, but I feel it's more like, I do feel like, well, I know they've passed. I don't feel like it. I know they've passed. But I feel that they have a hand in your next love. Let me just put it that way. They have a hand in their next love. And I feel like I am really speaking to daughters here. Mothers and daughters. If your mother has passed, again, the energy I have with me has passed. I guess your mother can still be living, but somehow, Your mother has a beautiful hand in this. And, I also feel that, that person knocking at your door from the past, it also feels guided. Or, well, guided, but it feels like fate. Like you were always meant to be together, okay? You're meant to be together at the right time, in the right circumstances, when we had enough life experience, that type of thing. Okay, I'm going to pick these up, and I want to look at the Hierophant alone. I kind of want to keep that Four of Wands out too, just for a moment. Let's keep that there. We're getting closer to the holidays. This could be certainly talking about some of you, going back to church, your temple, wherever you worship. Because I feel like it's been a long time. It's been a long, long time. Maybe for some of you, you may be deciding to go to join a church, an organization, specifically relating to faith, spirituality. Can be religion on top of it, but for some reason I'm feeling the spirituality is standing out a little bit more. So I may be looking for like-minded people. But, real quick, I have to get back to church because I feel like for some of you, I haven't been there since I was forced, since my parents forced me to go. That's just for some of you, because I do feel like I was kind of forced to go. Maybe I stopped believing in what my church was trying to teach me or tell me. I have fallen out of faith with my church. So I feel like for some of you, if you really need, okay, all right, I know what this is going on. So for some of you Aquariuses, I feel like you're feeling really lonely, and you're not sure how to start socializing. Maybe you don't have any friends around you. Maybe I don't know. But for some reason, it's like, I don't want to go out to a bar. It's just not it's not what I want. I don't want, like, what do I do? That's what I'm feeling like. What do I do? And I feel like this is answering that. For some of you, it is about finding this organization that is faith-based, so to speak. Because I feel like what's going to happen is it becomes your new family. Oh my gosh, this is quite beautiful, because I know there's a few of you out there, it's almost like you're in isolation, but you're putting yourself in that isolation. Okay, so now I'm feeling that I am at this, I'm going to say church, because that's what I go to, church. So I'm at the church's doors, and Church has begun. I can hear the music. I can hear the organ, and I'm afraid to walk in the doors because I'm by myself. So I want you just to open the door, and I want you just to slide into the back pew. Just slide right in there. There is a seat there. There is a seat there. You may not believe me, but this is what I'm being told. Like, there will be an empty seat once you open those doors and you walk in. And granted, I don't want to announce to everyone, for some, I could be going to AA. I am looking for like-minded people who really help build you up, who then turn into your family. So I'm going from isolation to having this beautiful family of like-minded people. Oh my God. And it's very clear that when you open the door or you walk through that door, that seat, whether it's on a pew or it's like individual chairs, folding chairs, there will be an empty seat, and it's meant for you. It's meant for you. Wow. Understand that this empty seat, that this concept here is life-changing for your whole life. So please, if you're isolating yourself, this message is for you. Isolation, do I mean like I'm completely by myself? Well, if I could be. That's how I feel. If I could be. If I didn't have to deal with other people's things, I can be in isolation from my own family because of things that are going on that just don't agree, whatever the reason is, so I'm in isolation. I really hope you take that message. That's life-changing, okay? Okay. We're just surrounding this. I mean, come on. Look at the word underneath, change. So, change. And even here, the word innocent, so we're just looking at the word this time. But again, I feel like here I am, having been in whatever this structure means for you, since I was innocent. Well, how long has that been? Look at that. Abundance. What type of abundance? Everything. Everything. I understand why I had the urge to pull the Hierophant by itself. Because this feels profound. Tuning in. Awareness. Coming out of my shell. Ready to experience life again. Feeling all my beautiful spiritual soul team with me. Knowing that God really does love me. I mean, I'm sorry, it's like the words alone are all that's needed. So, finding this structure, whether it's faith-based, like-minded, it's something that helps within your soul. This organization, this group of people become your family. And not only do they become your family, but your life fills up in ways that you can't even imagine. This is about, and let me tell you, this is about faith, but this is more about the people. This is more about the people that will surround you. And you, in turn, by the way, will become one who surrounds that new person afraid to walk in that door. So you're being filled up here with love, with, is money going to drop out of the sky? It won't even matter. That's how I feel. Like, this is not about my material world. This is about love. Love. Love for my fellow man. Love for myself. And in my case, love for God. Wow. I'm not surprised, Aquarius. I mean, you just get the most spiritual messages of all the signs. Always. Always. This feels so profound to me. I hope you understand that. And you know what? Bam. Look at that. For some of you, this is where you're meeting this connection. Oh, well, that makes completely sense because, your reading is talking about, even, when it came to love, it was energy matching energy, right? Like-minded people. Not surface. We're not looking in the surface here. We are going deeper. And when I am doing the right thing for me, when I'm doing the right thing for the universe, if I'm helping just one other person, well, that's abundance. That's real abundance. Joy. It's laughter. It's that feeling of being needed. It's that feeling of giving with no expectations. And that feeling that it gives you, you could never compare it to money. When you help another, my God, it's a rush. So, this is the energy feeding everything. So I need to tune in. I need to be a part of life and not separate myself from it. Not working for me, right? The more I separate myself, the lower I go. So I need to find that love within myself. Find that love for my fellow man, my fellow woman, my brother, my sister. Abundance. I feel this is big. I'm sorry, Aquarius. I feel like this is big. I feel like what it's saying is many of you are going to meet this type of connection somewhere within here. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know if I need any more cards, but I just want to see if anything else wants to come out. Because I feel this is the perfect way of ending your reading. This is what I want you to leave with. that even when we're feeling all alone, that little effort we make as the Fool, right? That first baby step. First baby step. I go to the church. I look at the doors. You do find the courage to open the doors. You do find the courage to walk through, and there is a seat waiting for you. It's waiting for you. And I promise you, your life is changing. I promise you, the way you feel right this moment, I don't think you'll ever feel that way again. It's like for some of you, I feel like you are, like I am the high priestess revealing part of your destiny and the beauty of it. Oh my gosh, I just love this for you guys. I love it. And let me tell you, I'm looking at that too. Though I'm not really looking for a lover, but I always want like-minded people around me. So, and I am somewhat isolated. So I think I'm going to take this advice. Just like I tell you, if you're guided to my reading, then there's a reason. So of course, when I'm doing a reading, I try to take the same advice. I don't know, guys. I'm like so happy right now because I feel like this reading is changing your life. And I just want to say, baby, hang on. Hang on. Wow. Aquarius, I love you. I hope this makes sense for you guys because, again, we, again, spiritual. Look at that. 4 Wands, the Hierophant. Let's just face it. There are many of you who end up marrying these people. Many of you end up marrying the people that you meet in November. But I feel it is all about being like-minded. It doesn't mean that they agree with everything we say. No, not at all. But, well, you guys know. I'm not going to talk and talk and talk. It's just too beautiful. But here it is. So, take time with the people you meet in November, okay? Just take your time. I don't know. I don't even feel like I have to tell you. I feel like whoever is within this energy, and I am feeling quite a few, it's like, I can tell you to take your time, and I can tell you, have heart-to-heart conversations and everything else, which you should do, but you don't care. At this point, you won't care. Okay, Aquarius, well, as always, interesting, beautiful reading. Feels like it comes straight down from the heavens when I do your reading. So, I guess you don't have to be Aquarius, but just anyone who's guided here, but Aquarius, I mean, come on. I just love doing your readings. They are, well, they give me a lot of clarity too. So, I don't know why I feel like saying amen, but amen. I love you guys. Go enjoy November. Okay? Walk through that door. Take that baby step. That's all it takes, is the baby step in the right direction. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.